Have you ever looked back at your dating history and realized the pattern is almost identical every time? Someone seems interested, connection builds, chemistry feels strong, and then, slowly or suddenly, they pull away. You're left confused, overthinking, trying to understand what went wrong, wondering if you were too much, too needy, or not enough. This video is for the moment when you realize it's not just them, it's a repeated dynamic. And the good news is, patterns can change. Attracting avoidant partners isn't a personal failure. It's often the result of how your attachment system recognizes familiar emotional rhythms. Today, we'll break down why this happens and how to start shifting toward relationships that feel steady instead of uncertain. Before we go deeper, if you're actively working on changing your attachment patterns, I want to let you know there's a space to support that process. Inside the Secure Connection Club, you'll find the full From Anxious to Secure training, bonus lessons on avoidant dynamics, guided journaling prompts, and a community of people doing this same work. It's a practical space to understand your patterns, regulate your nervous system, and build secure relationship behaviors over time. You'll find the link in the description if you'd like to join. Now let's continue. One of the main reasons people repeatedly attract avoidant partners is familiarity. Not conscious familiarity, nervous system familiarity. If you grew up with caregivers who were emotionally inconsistent, distant, overwhelmed, or hard to reach, your body learned that love feels uncertain. Closeness came with unpredictability. Attention had to be earned. Emotional connection didn't feel steady. Later in life, when you meet someone who is warm one moment and distant the next, your nervous system recognizes the rhythm. Not because it's healthy, but because it's familiar. This familiarity can feel like chemistry, like depth, like fate. But often, it's simply your attachment system locking onto what it already knows. Secure attachment isn't about forcing yourself to want different people. It's about retraining your system to feel safe with steadiness instead of unpredictability. In anxious and avoidant attachment styles tend to magnetize each other because they offer complementary survival strategies. The anxious system seeks closeness to feel safe. The avoidant system seeks distance to feel safe. In the beginning, this can look like balance. One person is expressive, the other is calm and independent. It feels like chemistry. But over time, needs collide. The anxious partner wants more connection. The avoidant partner feels pressured. Withdrawal happens. Pursuit follows. And the push-pull cycle begins. This isn't about blame. Both nervous systems are trying to regulate. But without awareness, the relationship becomes organized around fear rather than genuine intimacy. Stopping the pattern begins when you recognize the dynamic early, before attachment bonds deepen. Another key piece is why these connections feel hard to leave. Avoidant partners often provide connection in small, powerful doses. A deep talk, a sudden warm message, a moment of vulnerability. These moments feel rare and meaningful. Then they disappear again. The emotional drop is sharp, and when they return, relief floods your system. This relief teaches your brain, this person makes me feel better. Over time, this creates a loop of craving and relief, not because the relationship is healthy, but because your nervous system is seeking regulation through unpredictability. Secure attachment changes this by building internal steadiness, so you no longer bond through emotional scarcity. You start choosing connection that is consistent, not intermittent. One of the biggest shifts in breaking this pattern is learning to recognize avoidant behaviors early, before deep attachment forms. Early signs often include strong initial connection followed by inconsistent communication. They may share personal details quickly, then go quiet. They may enjoy closeness, but avoid emotional conversations later. They might say they value independence in a way that leaves little room for shared emotional space. A secure approach isn't to diagnose or label. It's to observe consistency. Do their words match their actions? Do they follow through? Do you feel calmer over time or more uncertain? Secure attachment chooses partners who create steadiness, not partners who need to be decoded. Even when you recognize the pattern, you might still feel drawn to someone avoidant. That's normal. Familiarity doesn't disappear overnight. The secure move is to slow down. Don't rush emotional investment. Don't fill silence with effort. Don't offer more to earn closeness. Instead, match pace. Let them initiate sometimes. Notice how your body feels. Do you feel grounded or activated? This pause is powerful. It gives reality time to reveal itself, and it protects you from bonding through uncertainty. At some point, needs must be spoken. The difference is how. An anxious approach often sounds like pleading or over-explaining. A secure approach is simple and direct. I enjoy being close. I need consistent emotional connection in a relationship. Is that something you're open to? This does two things. It honors your need, and it gives the other person space to answer honestly. If they can't meet the need, you receive clarity instead of staying in hope. Secure attachment asks for what it wants and listens to the answer. One of the hardest shifts is realizing that chemistry is not the same as compatibility. Push-pull dynamics create intensity. Intensity feels exciting. But excitement driven by unpredictability often leads to anxiety, not intimacy. Secure attachment looks for consistency instead. Regular communication, follow-through, emotional availability, calm connection. At first, this may feel unfamiliar if your nervous system is used to emotional highs and lows. But over time, steadiness becomes the new attraction. You're not losing passion, you're gaining safety. Sometimes, even with clear communication and patience, an avoidant partner cannot offer the emotional closeness you need. Secure attachment doesn't take this personally. It doesn't try to fix or rescue. It accepts limitation. I care about you, and I need a relationship with more emotional availability than this. And if the situation doesn't change, secure attachment walks away without drama or self-blame. Leaving isn't failure, it's alignment. If you've attracted avoidant partners before, it doesn't mean you're destined to keep repeating it. Patterns change when awareness meets new behavior. Each time you slow down, each time you ask for clarity, each time you choose steadiness over uncertainty, you're rewiring your attachment system. You don't have to chase love. You don't have to decode mixed signals. You get to choose relationships that feel mutual, calm, and real. And that's how the pattern ends.